stations. We need to know how many Gen Zs are being denied ID cards and therefore suffering voter suppression in certain areas. This is one of the ways in which the regime reads. Point number 2, and this is to the new incoming party leadership. There are things that cannot wait until the next elections. The corruption we are witnessing cannot wait for another 2.5 years. You know, I mean, when you get 10,000 teachers going to State House and going away with the 10,000 shillings each, that is 100 million shillings in one day. Your money, taxpayers' money. Sini hapo. The issue of corruption cannot wait. The looting, because it qualifies to be called looting, not corruption, cannot wait for another 2 years. What am I saying? I am saying that the new leadership and Gen Zs need to lead maandamano tomorrow on the issue of corruption. Because this is a government that has grown immune to disclosures about corruption. They don't give a damn. We read about these exposures in the media on a daily basis. The only language they appear to understand is the language of demonstrations. Ndio hiyo. And the whole world now knows that this is the regime that sponsors goons and hooligans to interfere, which is a constitutional right. So everybody knows that. Find ways and means of leading demonstrations. That is what I would recommend, because that is not an issue that can wait at all. So focus on the elections being free and fair. There is a ruling by Maina Kiai that elections are at the polling station, not at Bomas, not at KICC or wherever else that the regime in power might choose to host their IEBC. And I say deliberately their IEBC because the trust deficit in this IEBC is very, very low indeed. But it is for the parties that are aspiring to take over leadership as president to ensure that elections are returned from KICC, from Bomas, or wherever else, down to the polling station. Because the law says no polling station can have more than 500 registered voters. It's very difficult to read at the polling station. So what I'm recommending, how from each of the polling station. Hey, na nyinyi Gen Z ninajua muna ujuzi. You should have your own national website so that these results are transmitted there immediately. So that all that the party needs to do here in collaboration with the other parties, because there are some issues you need to collaborate, is to ensure that the state captured Communications Authority of Kenya and the state captured Safaricom do not close down the internet to stop the transmission of the results through mobile pictures being taken. Somebody who is stealing e-citizen money inaenda huko Switzerland. Na tunademand hiyo mambo, anaendelea tu kuiba. What makes us think he will not? CDO, that is the solution. I do not want to give too long a speech. I'm merely pointing out some of the issues that the incoming leadership should take on. And it should take these issues on now, not tomorrow. If you are demonstrating because you are exercising your constitutional right, you cannot be stopped from those demonstrations. Take on the regime that you want to replace. Take them on now. Our ideals have always been, from the word go, uchumi ambao utainua maisha ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Nobody wants to live on handouts. Nobody wants to beg. We want each one of us to live on their own sweat, have enough income. But this business, you graduate, you are an engineer, you are a lawyer, and then you go back to your parents to feed you and to house you. There's no dignity in that, and that is what we want. This government of PR, if I was asked to describe it, I would say the government is a criminal enterprise masquerading as a government. Because even those who are joining this government are being told to go and join to be given a piece of stealing. Unapatiwa hii ministry, uibe. Unapatiwa this government agency, uibe. Unapatiwa hiyo, uibe. When they talk about a broad-based government, and I saw some of you Gen Zs are saying, broad blood looting government. It should not be allowed to continue looting. You must stop the looting so that the elections can be free and fair, and the person that the Kenyans want to elect as the next president can be elected in free and fair elections. Ninawashukuru sana. I was told to read. Hii gift nimepatiwa, and it is headed Champion of the Second Liberation, presented to me in recognition of the visionary leadership and unwavering dedication in steering Safina Party and advancing the second liberation of Kenya and the struggle for democracy. So I'm very happy to hand over the baton to Jimmy Wajigi, Willie Otieno, and the Gen Zs. If any advice Ushauri ukipatikana, tuko tayari kupatiana ushauri. God bless you. God bless Afina, and I wish you success and Godspeed. Shukran sana. Thank you very much.
Kenyans were left speechless, phones lit up, Twitter caught fire, and in the heart of the courtroom, a legal legend stood tall and delivered what many are now calling the most brutal takedown of President William Ruto in recent memory. Paul Muite, the veteran lawyer known for his razor-sharp mind and fearless tongue, didn't just defend former President Gachagua. He dismantled Ruto's authority like a burukenge getting crushed in public. Right in front of an audience, he boldly referred to as wajinga. From the moment he stepped up, Muite wasn't playing games. He tore into the government's double standards, slammed the political betrayal at the highest levels, and laid bare what he described as a careful orchestrated mission to destroy Gachagua ahead of the 2027 elections. The courtroom fell into a stunned silence as Muite thundered. You do not clean a house by burning it down. You do not fight corruption by silencing your own deputy. He accused the president of hypocrisy and state-sponsored witch hunts. He spoke like a man on a mission, not just to defend a client, but to call out state house tactics that, according to him, are tearing the country apart. Kenyans watching live couldn't believe it. One viewer tweeted, Paul Muite just cooked Ruto live on stage. No salt, no sugar, just facts. Wajinga walitazama. The courtroom became ground zero for political fireworks, and suddenly what was supposed to be a quiet legal defense turned into a full-blown national moment of truth. It wasn't just a case anymore, it was a statement. Paul Muite did not blink, Ruto did not respond, and the country will not forget. Because on this day, in that courtroom, it wasn't Gachagua who was on trial. It was the system itself, and Muite showed us that even in the face of power, truth still has a voice, and sometimes that voice sounds like a legal lion, roaring on behalf of a nation tired of political games. Brace yourselves, the 2027 storm is already brewing. From all of us here at Sauti Mzalendo, stay safe, stay engaged, and keep the conversation going.